We wanted to hear from Trump voters and Biden voters about why they are voting for their candidate. These discussions should not be anyone's sole source for forming opinions on important issues.
Wrong! I don't even form my opinions by anything. I just form them by thinking about what triggers libs.
Do your own research, seek out experts.
Oh, I do my own research, brother. That's why I know masks are fake. That's why I wanted to kiss my best friend. After I started wearing a mask, it made me gay. Only because of the mask, though, of course. I never thought about homosexual thoughts before I wore a mask.
Hello, my name's Rachel. I'm from Dallas, Texas. I've been a conservative my whole life, but my views have definitely evolved, and I'm happy to be here.
No, they haven't. If you're a conservative your whole life, your views literally cannot move. Such is the nature of conservatism. You have conserved your views. Therefore, you have not evolved on those views. It is literally antithetical to conservatism. You can't be a conservative and then say, my conservatism has evolved. It can devolve, but it can't evolve. It is the opposite of what your views do when you're a f***ing conservative.
Hi, I'm Casey. I live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I actually work in politics and have watched very closely kind of the Republican Party turn from Republicanism to kind of Trump Republicanism, and I'm excited to talk about that.
Hi, my name's Noah. I'm a teenage conservative from the great state of Georgia. I've been a conservative for my whole life.
My name is Malik. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. I just turned 23. I was always economical, even when I was very...
Yikes, dude. Blackout Candace Owens. Oh my God. Of course he's wearing suit and tie Andy over here. Dude, why? Oh my God. What a dweeb, dude.
Hi, my name is Amy. When it comes to social issues and everything,
Bro, they literally hit every flavor of conservative in this video. Congratulations to... Honestly, Jubilee hit every video. They hit like fucking like the QAnon sicko black Trump supporter with the blue hair. Probably was like a liberal, like crazy progressive until like last year or some shit. They hit like the only wears a suit and tie Andy black Republican who loves Candace Owens. They hit the I'm actually a conservative operator and I don't like Donald Trump, but you know, I think the Conservative Party must be preserved, so I'm still going to vote for him. This is great. This is actually a really good collection of people.
My mom immigrated to America from Nicaragua as a political refugee, and then my father's side of the family immigrated from Mexico.
You suck. You suck so bad. You're the worst kind of person. At least like the idiotic racist white person is like thinking that he's gonna get something out of this. You get nothing out of this, okay? Like the idiotic white supremacist white person still of course gets impacted by white supremacy, okay? By voting for a Republican, you automatically are getting fucked over. When you say my mom and dad are immigrants, but I love Donald Trump, you're just in it for attention, okay? There you go. Here's your attention you ordered, Alicia. Good job.
Trump's behavior can be offensive. Rachel.
Somewhat disagree.
Casey.
Agree.
Noah.
Agree.
Ami.
Agree.
Alicia.
Strongly agree.
Malik.
Agree.
I think that Trump gets a lot of flack more than other presidents for offending people because he is not politically correct. The politically correct culture has been shoved down our throats.
The reason I said agree is because while he hasn't directly offended me, I do think some of his rhetoric can be offensive. I mean, I'm sure Stormy Daniels was pretty offended to be called horseface, even though it was epic. When it comes to a lot of his policies, I tend to agree with him. What he's done with the taxes, I think we can all agree on. If we could just take his Twitter...
Can we all agree on it, Noah? I didn't know Noah was actually not a human being, but instead literally Pfizer. I did not recognize that Noah was Apple. You are currently talking to Apple Inc. It's not Noah, the American citizen who very definitely does not make $400,000 or $250,000 a year. It's actually Tim Apple, dude.
Tim Apple.
It's Amazon. That's my boss, Mr. Amazon. Noah Amazon.
The one time he offended me, I quickly found out that it was from fake news. It was the disabled thing, like the little, that little thing.
Wait, is she like, wait, is she a conservative that cares about ableism? What? What the fuck? Also, what is, that was fake? What was he doing? How was that fake and not like literally making fun of a disabled reporter? What, in which context? Okay, I need to know. I need to know what context. These videos don't do this justice. I need to know what the defense is for this. I need to know.
I did when I found out that's what he does. Everything else that I have heard him be, but that it was the disabled thing. I found out that's what he does. Everything else.
Oh, it's like qualified immunity, dude. Oh no, he just like, he makes fun of disabled people all the time. So it's actually normal. Okay, what you don't understand is like, he makes fun of disabled people all the time by acting it out. So then it's like actually an okay thing to do. Fuck yeah, dude. That's fucking awesome. Oh, Trump supporters are the biggest of brains, dude.
Yeah, and one thing that I say kind of offended me that I kind of didn't like was when the Hollywood Access tape grabbed him by the, I didn't really like that.
Wait, these guys are like upset at all the weirdest shit. Like what? I'm confused. You got a Candace Owens book right in front of you and you're going to act like you care about misogyny. The other lady acts like she cares about ableism. Like what is happening? I feel like if anything, you should care about racism, and not even because you're black, but like, well, that definitely factors into it too. But like, I feel like in the things that like offend people category, like in the hierarchy of things that offend people, I feel like racism is higher than misogyny and ableism. Am I wrong? I feel like ableism is way more normalized and misogyny is way more normalized in society than racism. Am I crazy? Like, I feel like people just still say the R word pretty fairly regularly and shit, and same with like shitting on women overall. Well, actually, what Trump did as far as ableism and misogyny are literally the saying the N word for racism. You know what I mean? Like making fun of a disabled person's disability physically is like literally the saying the N word to a black person of ableism, And like saying we should be able to grab women by the pussy is, I guess, no, the N word of misogyny would probably be like calling a woman the C word or something, maybe. I don't know. I'm just thinking like as far as like levels of levels of offense.
Yeah, no, I know who he's talking about. He's not talking about, oh, Ami, I could just grab. No, you can't do that to Ami. Like, I'd be able to do that.
I'm gonna hit you with a backhand over there.
Exactly. Like,
did he just code switch? Did Casey just drop a code switch right there? That was tight.
Ami, I could just grab. No, you can't do that to Ami. Like, I'd be able to do that.
I'm gonna hit you with a backhand over there.
Oh, Noah did. Oh, Noah did. Oh, no. Oh, hey, at least listen to the black people in my audience. At least you know that black conservatives has to deal with this shit every day. You understand? So they're living in punishment regardless.
And think of when he said that stuff too in Access Hollywood. By that time, Donald Trump was being talked about in rap videos. He was on Comedy Central doing those roasts.
Every black conservative I know loves this. This is like, this is the #1 thing that like black Trump supporters love throwing out there. Like, bro, nobody called Trump racist before. Nobody called Trump racist before. All three of them? No, there's a lot of black Trump supporters. Yeah, every rap video mentioned him. It's so funny. Oh, okay, dude.
I was only ever offended by Trump once, and this was whenever he said something about like Mexicans being like animals or like something like that. And then my stepdad was like, did you read like everything that he said? So I went back and he was talking about like the MS-13 gangs that were in—
No, he wasn't. So did he mean MS-13 gang members? Some are very fine people then? That's not real. Where does this come from? First of all, MS-13 is not Mexican. It's Salvadoran, okay? They're from El Salvador. Well, they're not even from El Salvador. They're from Los Angeles by way of El Salvador. They're originally from Los Angeles, okay? So that's one. Two, he was saying Mexicans, and if he was actually talking about MS-13, then why the f did he say, and some are very fine people? So which one is it, motherfucker? Bro, Trump is so woke. He was actually saying like MS-13, some are very fine people, actually.
If I'm offended, if I'm a victim, I get more attention. It's like there's a hierarchy of victimhood.
Again, kind of ironic that a Republican is saying this, because conservatism is all about like creating victimhood where no such victimhood exists, but especially Black conservatives love talking about how no other black person wants to be their friend anymore because they switched to the other team or whatever, and like constantly talk about that. That's the number one thing. I'm sure Malik will talk about it eventually. There will be a question like, oh, did Trump make you lose friends? I'm sure we'll hear about it in like literally the next question, if that's the upcoming question.
Systemic racism is a problem in America. Rachel.
Strongly disagree.
Casey.
Somewhat disagree.
Noah.
I said somewhat agree.
Amy.
Somewhat agree.
Alicia.
I said strongly disagree.
Malik.
Somewhat agree.
Systemic is really that there's laws in place that prevent people of color from excelling. And while in the past, there definitely have been laws.
Listen, if I had eyebrows like that, I would probably be a racist too, okay? She really fucked up at some point in her life. She took off too much. After that, it's like, it's all downhill, okay? Like 6th grade, she was like, I'm tweezing these shits. Oops, doesn't come back, not growing anymore. It's done. It's a wrap after that. It's all, literally all downhill going forward. Of course she's gonna deny it now.
There's so many examples, people of color that excel in America. For example, like Barack Obama, he's like a black president. You also have like AOC, who was a bartender. She's a person of color. And
bro, this is so embarrassing. It's literally like, it's so sad. Like these people operate like 14-year-olds. Like some of you probably thought this stuff, I don't know, 4 years ago, but you were 14. You know what I mean? Like I give leeway to that. Like I think that's fine. Like it's not fine, but like, you know, you're a product of your environment. But like this is something a child would come up with. Like, oh, yeah, there can't be racism because like we have a black president. Yeah, exactly, dude.
so we're just talking about slavery. Like, so I'm not denying that there hasn't been systemic slavery before.
Systemic slavery? Bro, come on. Oh!
You are determined that you will fail. You cannot succeed. You will never make it. And to me personally, whenever somebody told me I can't do something, I said, okay, watch. And then I went to medical school. I think it is systematic because it's mostly black people in these areas being taught these things.
Mega brain, dude. What a mega brain take. Dude, this is how you know white supremacy is built into our motherfucking DNA as a country, okay? When black people in medical school are churning out unironic white supremacist talking points, like systemic racism is actually real because, you know, our schools teach systemic racism to black people and therefore they're taught to be victims.
I think a lot of it has to do with like the culture or the way that the black, like normal, typical black family is set up. The statistics say that.
Come on, Malik. Look at what she's saying. It's your culture, Malik. I need him to at least I need him to retaliate here a little bit. I think Amy might.
Black people don't have like 2 family households,
Yeah,
and that has a lot to
75%.
do. Yeah, that has like a lot to do with like, oh, the poverty rates, their like where they end up in school, they go to jail more often. So I don't think it's systemic racism.
I believe COVID-19 is a serious and real disease. Rachel.
Disagree.
Casey.
I strongly agree.
Noah.
I somewhat agree.
Amy.
Agree.
Alicia.
I said somewhat agree.
Malik.
Somewhat agree.
Bro, this chick Rachel is like crazy. Also, Malik is studying to be a doctor, dude. I don't want him to be my doctor. What do you mean somewhat agree? Bro, imagine having a doctor and you go to him and he's like, bro, come on, COVID's not that big of a deal. Don't worry about it. What a take, dude. I'd be like, what? No. Where do I report you? I'm going to pull a XQ Karen here.
I am open to liberal ideas. Rachel.
Agree.
And you, Casey?
What? The most psychotic one said agree to liberal ideas.
Agree.
Noah.
I strongly agree.
Ami.
Strongly agree.
Alicia.
I said agree.
And Malik.
Agree.
What?
But like right now, they're just like portraying so many radical views that it's like shutting me down from like listening to them all entirely. Like socialism, that's like the number one for me.
They're all laughing. It's like, what? Dude, the Democrats did this. I'm sorry. When one side is psychotic and calls everything socialism, and then the other side says, no, 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 we're not socialism, but this leftist side is actually socialism, and that is bad. Then all you've done is normalize this notion that like socialism is existing in the Democratic Party.
My family actually like left Nicaragua because of like the socialist like stuff and the communism that was happening. So
wait, what? Was her mom like a part of a death squad or something? What the fuck? Wait, it was the communism that made her leave Nicaragua, or does she not understand what she's speaking of?
And then let's add in a bunch of like illegal immigrants when we can't even take care of our own people.
Remember when I told you guys that like there was a deliberate effort in the Republican Party to pin black people against undocumented immigrants? And some of you guys earlier today, I talked about it.
I work for the gay Republican group. So I am their political director in Pennsylvania and Ohio. And Donald Trump has stood for the gays and gay marriage for a lot longer than Joe Biden has. Joe Biden entered the 2012 presidential campaign still opposing gay marriage. And so
wait, what? No, Joe Biden and Barack Obama all had the Republican take, which was, oh, civil unions are fine. Let's just not call it marriage. In 2008, he said that. But this notion that like Joe Biden opposed gay marriage in 2012 is false. Not only is it false, but like, bro, they literally legalized it, dude. It's the Republicans that oppose gay marriage since then and still do. Like, what the f? Also, Mike Pence is the vice president. Dude, that guy sucks so bad. This guy sucks so bad. If you're a gay Republican, I hope you only are forced to f other gay Republicans for the rest of your life, okay? You don't get any f liberal pussy. I'm serious. It's bullshit, dude. You can't be a gay Republican with like Mike Pence as the VP. Not only that, but like also this administration has destroyed LGBT protections by acting like they only give a f about like destroying it for trans people. So many bigoted gay people, like bigoted cis gay people, have, without realizing, gotten f over.
America is better now than it was 4 years ago. Rachel?
Strongly agree.
Casey?
I strongly agree.
Noah?
I strongly agree.
Ami?
Somewhat agree.
Alicia?
I said strongly agree.
Malik?
Strongly agree.
So what happened? Like, I mean, I guess they don't believe in COVID. In a way, what Donald Trump said worked, right? Like his messaging worked for his base. And what I mean by that is like, he knew that he wasn't going to deal with the pandemic. So he was just like, oh, we'll just avoid it. And we'll keep telling like our followers that like the pandemic is not real. And then they'll believe it. And they did believe it. So that's probably why they're like, yeah, it's in a better place because the pandemic is fake.
I think we have come a long way, but when it comes to racial matters and stuff, unfortunately, I think we've taken some steps back.
How the fuck can you still vote for Trump? What a fucking weirdo, dude. Noah and Amy are the only two people that are like, that could be saved. Everyone else is in the Kool-Aid or completely brain dead or bad faith actors, I think. Like, Alicia is done. There's no salvaging whatever the fuck's going on in there. It's like an empty can with just like a penny in it, and it's just rattling in there. That's the inside of her mind.
Downstream.
And Rachel is hateful as fuck. Malik might be a bad faith actor.
But when it comes to race relations, the media has such a massive part to play. And I think a first step that we could do as society is hold our mainstream media accountable. If we didn't have to dig to see that Trump has denounced white supremacy multiple times.
Denouncing white supremacy is the base position. Normalizing it or defending it once even is suspicious. Doing it numerous times as the president is a death sentence. As far as like messaging goes, okay? It's like murder. White supremacy is kind of like murder. You can't be like, oh, well, officer, I murdered one time, but look at all the 29 years where I didn't do murder. It's like, no, that's the automatic position, is that you don't murder. So when you murder one time, we got to look at the situation and see if it's like manslaughter, or if it was an accident, or if you like, you know, premeditatively murdered someone. You can't do that. Like, that's it. You say very fine people on both sides, and the other side is literal Nazis, and actually one of them murders someone, like, you f up.